Hey everybody, it's Dalton. I've searched quite a bit of water today and was not able to catch or get any bites on anything. Got this little crappie. I'm going to do an early spring fishing report for you guys, but I'm actually trying a lot of areas that I haven't tried in a really long time. I was out in a real shallow area, around 6 feet of water. It was a nice little cut. I got back there with a shaky head, a square bill, an underspin, and I could see all kinds of bait, but never got a bite. I was kind of hoping maybe there was a largemouth back there. It kind of looked like a place a largemouth might spawn, but didn't pay off. So I'm going to keep working around here, checking these docks. Like I say, I haven't been in this area in a long time, so stick with me. I'm going to give you guys a report as I go. So that's the second cast in a row with a crappie by the dock. This one here's a bigger one. Come here, buddy. So crappie by docks right now. That's a good thing to know if you like catching crappie. That's a really nice, beautiful crappie right there. So obviously I'm going to milk this area for a while, but we're going to start out with the water temperature. Water temperature right now is running 63 to 64 degrees. That is such good water temperature for this time of year. That means to me that even though the population is smaller, there's going to be some largemouth spawning as well. So I'm going to keep pecking along, and see what else I can get. If you guys enjoy crappie fishing, just remember, if you catch one in an area, don't leave. There's going to be a whole lot more of them. And they're, look how healthy they are. Really stacked up on that dock right now. Water clarity that is. Let's talk a little bit about that. It's going to vary depending on where you are at the lake. Right here where I'm at, the water's a little bit dirtier, but I can still see 2 feet down. So water visibility out here is going to be 2, 3 to 4 feet, just depending on where you are. And that's going to be perfect visibility for you. You're not going to have any problem with these fish seeing what you're doing. So water temperatures are good, water clarity is good. I could use a little love from the wind right now, but I'll just go ahead and just keep nailing these crappie, and then let you guys know what's going on as we go, because there's quite a few other areas I'm going to be trying out today. So the crappie aren't the only ones hanging around these docks. I got a little bass right here, little spot, not very big, but I want to take a look at it, see if it's a spawner. The bigger ones should be moving up any time now. If they haven't already, I just maybe haven't run across them. This one here, no, maybe. Can't 100% tell on that one. The eyes aren't the color I'm looking for, but these little Bobby Garland baits are really good. The color of this is called electric chicken. How could I not fish with a color called electric chicken? So what happens is I've got a little wind now, so I'm throwing a crankbait. I got a hit back here and missed one, and I just got one right there. It's a little 1.5 Strike King square bill, and I'm beating the bank lines where these rocks are. Boy, you gotta... So I reeled that in really fast because I thought I was just trying to bring the thing in, and then this white bass, crazy little white bass, I mean, he just chased it down, and nice white bass. So guys, what I'm doing right now is I got a little breeze going, and anytime I get a breeze going, I like to pick things up a little bit. So part of my fishing report is there's a couple of things that I like to look for. Current on top of the water, which is going to be what you see behind me, and also birds. I keep a really close eye on the birds out here. So there were some seagulls swooping over here, and I just made my way back. I've had actually several bites that I've missed on this little square bill, but this is one of my favorite ways to cover a lot of water. Just move around, find areas, and right now I'm in search mode. I'm just kind of looking at the lake. I've spent a lot of time on my graph, and I'm just fishing this whole area just to see what's going on. So a little 1.5 square bill works really well out here. So this bass right here is a spawner. So what I'm doing is I'm really covering water right now, and this bass was right off the bank line, right where the rocks enter the water there. This bass, bright eyes, nice belly. That bass was sitting right there. So as soon as that square bill hit that area right there, bam, that bass was there. And so when I get a little bit of wind, I can cover a lot of water. I hit this whole section in a short period of time, and right up here I might be able to get some more. And it tells me a lot when they're right there. That tells me a lot. All right, so I went ahead and wrapped it up. I'm gonna be going home in a few minutes. Had a good time out here again today. You know, a lot of bites. I went over the water temperature, the clarity. What I did today was I spent, you know, quite a bit of time fishing, but I spent a lot of time graphing. I just, you know, sat there and stared at my sonar. And the reason for that, every once in a while I need to do this, is that I'm eliminating water. There's areas that I'm looking at that I think there might be some fish, and if they're not there, I'll eliminate that area at least for now. Day after tomorrow, I want to bring my wife out here to do some crappie fishing, and crappie bite was really good today. The docks played in on the crappie bite today. I already went over, you know, my crappie setup and everything in the last video, but these little bobby garlands, they're really cool. Again, this is an electric chicken. It's got some pink and chartreuse, looks like some silver flake. We were at the Bass Pro Shop yesterday, and I picked up, you know, several different colors, and it was a lot of fun. Really only fished with a couple of things today. One of them was the crappie bait. The other one, when I finally got a little bit of wind, I went ahead and threw a Strike King 1.5 square bill. I like two sizes out here in terms of getting a lot of bites with them. I like the 1.5, but I also like the 1.0. And the 1.0, I will typically throw on a spinning rod, because if I throw it on a bait caster, I will backlash. So I throw it on a spinning rod. I use like 8-pound test fluorocarbon. And on this rod here, which is just one of my Okuma EVX rods, it's a 6'8" rod, but it's a medium action, and I throw it on 12-pound test. And I like the shorter rod when I'm trying to get some closer casts, and I use a 6:8-to-1 gear ratio speed spool. So things are going really good out here. The fish are biting. We're in all three stages of spawning: pre-spawn, spawn, and some post-spawn. And a number of fish are out here spawning. You got the spotted bass, the crappie, the white bass, largemouth. Because of the water temperatures, they're going to be spawning out there. And I haven't caught a largemouth out here this year, so I know their populations are down, but they are definitely out there, and they'll be spawning as well. So the fishing's been really good. I did get some inquiries recently, whether it was Instagram or YouTube, about my baits. Now, I'm not starting a bait making business, but if you guys want some baits, I will sell some of these baits, and I'll sell them at a really good price, because all I'm doing really is recovering costs. Like these little yellow 2.5-inch little swim baits right here. They have gold flake. They've been a real key out here. So I know I catch a lot of my fish on my baits, and again, I'm not trying to start a bait making business, but I am catching fish out here with them. If you guys want some, I will definitely get them to you. I made so many of these baits when I was down with my ankle. I think I did like 12 to 1,500 baits. I got baits all over the place. So there's three ways to get a hold of me. Not only if you want baits, or maybe not, if you just want a private conversation or whatever. One way is through email, drwbassfishing@gmail.com. The other way is Instagram, DRW Bass Fishing. The third way is Facebook. Now, Facebook's a little tricky. So if you've wondered about the DRW on my shirt, it's my full name. So when I started the Facebook, it was before I started all the YouTube and all that stuff. You know, I've been wanting to change it to DRW Bass Fishing, but they don't make it very easy. So my Facebook is under Dalton Ray Wilkerson. So you can get a hold of me through that. All three of those are going to be below in the description. If you need to message me with something, if you want some baits, if you have a question, whatever you want, those are the three ways to get a hold of me. Well, I really appreciate you guys. If you haven't subscribed, I thank you if you would. Again, the lake is a lot of fun. I didn't get as much wind as I wanted today, but I got just enough to go ahead and work that crankbait and picked up a few bites and was able to cover some water, which helps me, again, eliminate some of the water out here. You know, sometimes I'll use my graph, and sometimes I'll just use a fast-moving bait and just make notes of where I'm getting those bites, or, you know, put a waypoint on my map or whatever it may be. But it's just one of the ways that I do it. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you. I'm gonna bring my wife out here in a couple of days. She loves to catch crappie, and so hopefully I'll get her on a good crappie bite. I'll talk to you next time.